Montana Attorney General Tim Fox announced yesterday the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld his office's defense of Montana's contribution limits in the case of Lair versus Modal. Spokesman Eric Sell explained the ruling.
The challenge was that these contribution limits were too low and violated political speech. The Ninth Circuit ruled against that argument today, siding with Attorney General Fox, saying that no, the state of Montana does have the authority to set the contribution limits at where they are and where the voters set them in 1994.
In 2011, District Judge Charles Lovell ruled that the contribution limits were too low and violated free speech rights. That decision was overturned on Monday. However, Sell said there may be another appeal, this time to the U.S. Supreme Court.
It could be. Yeah, it could be, but we feel very strongly with the position that the state's in. The Ninth Circuit ruling is very favorable to the voter-approved initiative process in the state of Montana, so we're pretty confident that the Supreme Court will uphold the Ninth Circuit's decision.
Montana's contribution limits were passed by voters in the 90s through a citizen initiative. The Lair case challenging the contribution limits has been ongoing since 2011. Autopsies were completed yesterday on twin brothers from southeastern Montana who died last week in an apparent murder-suicide. Agents with Montana's Division of Criminal Investigation are investigating the deaths of 39-year-old brothers Travis and Eric Carlson. The Department of Justice says Travis Carlson died of a gunshot wound late Thursday afternoon southeast of Ekalaka. Officers suspected his brother may have been responsible. Investigators looking for Eric Carlson found him dead at his home Friday morning of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Once the state agents finish their investigation, the report will be presented to the Carter County Attorney's Office. Officials have not yet released any information about a possible motive. NBC Montana is reporting this morning that University of Montana football player Justin Strong was arrested for assault in Pullman, Washington over the weekend. The Whitman County Detention Center confirmed Strong was released yesterday morning. We can't confirm whether charges have been filed or not. The university says it's still gathering facts about the incident and will work to resolve the matter using the Student Code of Conduct. Missoula police were attacked at least twice over the weekend. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh said the first attack occurred when police came by to arrest a man on an outstanding warrant.
Sunday afternoon, just after 1 p.m., officers responded to a location in the 2200 block of North Reserve Street for a male who was reported to be meeting with a healthcare professional. However, he also had a $50,000 warrant for his arrest.
When police went to arrest the man, he reportedly lashed out at them.
The officers responded, made contact with the male who resisted arrest, and kicked at one officer and grabbed a wrist of another officer, causing pain. He's identified as 29-year-old Gregory Barber. He was taken into custody and is currently being held on charges ranging from assault on a peace officer to disorderly conduct.
His $50,000 warrant is now more than doubled, and Barber's facing felony charges from the assault. He's failed to appear in court numerous times and has been arrested in the past for aggravated DUI. And a second such story, also with our friend Travis Welsh. At midnight on Sunday, police tried to break up a fighting couple, ended up taking a few hits themselves. Once again, Travis Welsh.
29-year-old Daniel Robertson and 26-year-old Autumn Gomez. The two are an intimate couple from Wyoming. They were involved in a physical disturbance in the 100 block of West Front Street. When the officers encountered the couple, they were both physically engaged in a fight.
Gomez appeared to have suffered a blow to the face during the fight. Her right eye is swollen in her police photo. Police say she attempted to punch the arresting officer as well.
The first officer was attempting to secure the female in handcuffs when she suddenly turned and tried to punch her in the face. They got her in handcuffs and were walking her out to a vehicle when she suddenly turned and kicked another officer in the leg.
Gomez would have been facing a misdemeanor charge for the partner or family member assault, but attacking an officer brings in a felony charge. Teton Pass Ski Resort in Montana will be closed this winter. Charles Lieback, Teton Pass general manager, said the resort's owner announced the closure of the resort's website without telling anyone in the town of Shoto. The Great Falls Tribune reports that New Zealand owner Nick Wood purchased the ski area back in 2010 after it had been idle for 2 seasons. He refurbished the lodge, improved the chairlift, and added some more runs. The 400-acre ski area then sat out the 2011-2012 ski season after technical issues with obtaining insurance. Hillevac said he knew Wood was likely to fund another season, but the ski area is not yet listed for sale. He said the resort had an above-average number of skiers, snow, and revenue last year. Montana's bolstered its efforts this hunting season to watch for a fatal wildlife disease that's been making its way to the state. Big game hunting season opened over the weekend, and according to a news release, Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks will be setting up check stations around the state to collect lymph node samples from hunter-harvested deer and elk to check for chronic wasting disease. The disease is a fatal neurological condition that affects elk, deer, and moose. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks is also collecting samples from road-killed animals. The disease is caused by infectious proteins, which result in organ damage and eventual death. The department plans to rotate surveillance efforts among several priority areas of the state: south central, southeast, north central, and northeast Montana. And speaking of hunters, fewer hunters were out in the field on the first weekend of general rifle season. However, quite a few successful hunts were reported. Spokeswoman Vivica Krauser has details.
The highest harvest since 2010 and the highest harvest for white-tailed deer since 2006, which was kind of back in the what we can call, I think, the good old days of whitetail hunting here in the region. We still have less opportunity as far as licenses go for whitetails, yet we saw such a good harvest. So a lot of good news out there for hunters this weekend.
Krauser was also encouraged by the number of elk coming through the check stations.
Elk was good too. We saw 117 elk around through the three Region 2 check stations. So, a lot more harvest going on than what gets reported through those check stations, but it shows us trends, and that's more elk than we have seen since 2012.
All hunters, whether they're successful or not, are required to stop at the Montana check stations. The general rifle season for deer and elk runs through the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Our News Talk time is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. Low clouds and patchy fog today. Otherwise, ample sunshine with our highs in the upper 50s. Clear tonight with our lows right around the freezing mark. We could have an isolated shower Wednesday, a wintry mix of rain and snow Wednesday night. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.